How's it going, bros? My name is Mr. Nico E. So today we're talking about why the Star Wars sequel trilogy sucks so badly. So I have a few points that I'm going to make, no particular order. So firstly, why does no one know about the Force and the Jedi and Luke Skywalker and all of that in Episode 7?
Crazy thing is, it's true. All of it. The Force, the Jedi, it's all true.
Even though 30 years ago, they're the ones who saved the galaxy and destroyed the Empire. Why is that a thing that no one understands? I don't get that. I mean, 30 years ago, that's not that long, and everyone thinks it's a myth. That just doesn't add up.
Luke Skywalker. I thought he was a myth.
Next of all, what? Next is a point about a lot of the characters, mostly Rey, and the problem I have with her is that she's a Mary Sue. So the example that I'm going to give is at the very end of Episode 7. Just after Rey finds out that the Force exists, she then Force grabs a lightsaber and then defeats Kylo Ren, a trained former Jedi, now Sith. She beats him. And she thought that the Force and the Jedi and all of that was a myth at the beginning of the movie and didn't even exist. And then she used a lightsaber to completely destroy Kylo Ren and use the Force. Sorry, what? Luke, in the original trilogy, in Episode 4, he used the Force exactly once to fire the proton torpedoes into the Death Star, and used the guidance of Obi-Wan for that. In Episode 5, he got absolutely destroyed by Darth Vader. So he got his freaking arm cut off after being trained by Yoda for like a full day. Rey trains herself by doing some, like, playing with like a 6-year-old with a lightsaber and a rock. Like, I mean, it's just, it doesn't make sense. Luke Skywalker, the most powerful person in the most powerful Jedi in the universe, takes longer to know how to use a lightsaber and use the Force than this person we don't know anything about, and just didn't know the Force existed. Thought the Empire never existed for some reason, even though the Imperial Remnant is still a thing. At least in the comics, it is. And then at the end of the movie, uses the Force, grabs a lightsaber, has a fight with Kylo Ren, and wins! What? Before that happens as well, Finn, a former stormtrooper, grabs the lightsaber and just starts facing off with Kylo, and fares well for a while. He's a stormtrooper. Not anyone can use a lightsaber. That's the whole point of it being a special weapon that only Force users can use. Otherwise it's not special. Otherwise it's not what Obi-Wan said it was.
Not as clumsy or random as a blaster. An elegant weapon for a more civilized age.
Apparently it is as clumsy and random as a blaster, because a stormtrooper trained to use a blaster can use it. I mean, it's just... The writers of the sequel trilogy just don't care about continuity or anything like that. And another thing about Finn. There's something called the Stormtrooper Paradox, which a channel called Pop Culture Detective did a really good video on. I'll link it down in the description. Basically what it is in episode 7, the audience is told that like this one stormtrooper who appears to just be a random stormtrooper who no one should care about actually has a personality and is scared and has emotions and feelings, and that we should care about this person, who then becomes one of the most important characters in the trilogy. But then we're supposed to not care about any of the other stormtroopers who he blows up 5 seconds later. But according to the movie itself, they also are people, so he's killing his friends without caring. And then we're supposed to care if he dies. But he's a stormtrooper. And we're not supposed to care about stormtroopers, which is shown when he kills them. It just doesn't make any sense. It's playing with your mind, and it's just writing stuff without thinking it through or caring if it actually makes any sense. That's the problem with this trilogy. They don't plan ahead. According to I can't remember what news site, but according to Rian Johnson, he didn't keep a single thing from the original Episode 8 script that J.J. Abrams had. So that means all these characters that he had set up plot lines for, J.J. Abrams directed Episode 7, by the way, all the plot lines and character development that he had planned for these characters was just thrown out the window. And then we got scenes like this.
Tell him Leia has an urgent message for him.
I believe he's tooling with you, sir.
About his mother.
Yeah, that happened. Another big problem with one of my favourite characters, actually, is Luke Skywalker, the most powerful Jedi in the galaxy. Yeah, he's a whiny bitch. And some people say that, like, oh, in episode 4 and 5, he was a whiny bitch. Oh yeah, look at this scene where he's whining. Yeah, firstly, that's because his arm got cut off, and he found out that the Sith Lord who had been terrorizing all his friends was his dad. And secondly, that was in episodes 4 and 5. In episode 6, he's not the same.
Obi-Wan has taught you well.
I will not fight you, Father.
And episode 7 happens after episode 6. So he should still be the mature, developed character from episode 6. He should be more than that, because he's had 30 years of development where he learns more about the Force and becomes wiser, and all this knowledge that he's gaining. He even has a book with the sacred Jedi text that he's been reading. Surely he should be more like... He shouldn't be stupid enough to call a lightsaber a laser sword.
I think what? I'm gonna walk out with a laser sword and face down the whole First Order?
The Luke Skywalker we see in the sequel trilogy is not the same character as in the original trilogy. That is a fact. They are not the same. It's as if all the character development between the very beginning of episode 4 and end of episode 6, when he faces down his father, just burned. Same with Snoke. Oh, who is this interesting character we don't know much about? Oh, he's leader of a new Imperial, like, sort of empire, secondary... I can't speak. He's leader of a new sort of empire. Oh, he might be a Sith. What is he? Well, no one cares because he's dead now. And it's not just Snoke who's a pointless character. Captain Phasma does absolutely nothing. She has a total screen time of this long. And she's supposed to be the big bad. What would be a good storyline is if in episode 7, Finn and Captain Phasma fight. Captain Phasma completely destroys Finn, but Finn managed to get away. In episode 8, they face off, but it's a draw, because Finn has developed as a character, and Captain Phasma's greed and lust for power in the First Order has been making her cocky. And in episode 9, Finn defeats Captain Phasma, kills her probably. What we do get, instead, is in episode 7, she gets put in a trash compactor, and in episode 8, she maybe dies, we don't know. So in episode 9, when, if she does come back, Finn kills her again, I mean, it's not going to really have much impact, because we already saw her get beaten in episode 8. And another pointless character, Rose. This character is the equivalent of Jar Jar Binks in human form. She is that bad. She adds nothing to the story. She's just a pointless side character. She actually stops Finn from sacrificing himself to save his friends, and then she kisses him. And the funniest part is she says after she saves Finn, it's not about destroying the people we hate or something like that, it's about saving the ones we love. Which is what he was trying to do. And then after, straight after that happens, Rebel Gate base with all their friends, just the doors get destroyed and then troops storm in. You can't make this stuff up. The forced comedy in, the forced jokes and stuff like that in the sequel trilogy is also pretty nonsensical.
Reach out. I feel something.
You feel it?
Yes, I feel it.
That's the Force.
Really?
Wow, it must be really strong.
Ow!
I can see what they're trying to do. Disney's trying to appeal more to the Marvel fans, because they know that with Marvel, comedy works really well. But with Star Wars, it doesn't work, because Marvel's been doing it from the very beginning. They don't take they take themselves kind of seriously, but not that seriously. Star Wars had 1, maybe 2 jokes in the entire original trilogy, so maybe a few more in the prequels. In the sequel trilogy, there's a joke every 5 seconds. It completely ruins the tone. Episode 8 was marketed as being one of the darkest Star Wars films there ever was. But then there's jokes like this. They're just not funny. And they ruin the tone. Like something really dark and important's happening, someone just says a joke. That happens so often. You just can't take the movie seriously because you don't know what's gonna happen. Rey's parents. I don't even know if this is gonna change in episode 9. It probably will. I don't know. But in episode 8, it's revealed that Rey's parents are nobodies and that she was sold by her parents for drinking money. That was my reaction to when I saw that happen. These guys just don't care about the fans. They just want to make money and 2 more quick points. 1, Vice Admiral Holdo didn't tell anyone about the plan that they had, and if she did, it wouldn't have caused a mutiny that caused more deaths to occur, because she's stupid. And number 2, this hyperspace scene. Oh look, it's super cool, special effects good, yeah, except it doesn't make any bloody sense. What hyperspace travel is moving into another dimension where distances are shorter, traveling somewhere, and then going out of that dimension. It's not going really fast. Ugh. These people don't know anything about Star Wars. They don't care about Star Wars. What they do care about is making money, and that's it. They don't care about anything else. They put all these pointless female characters in to appeal to the political correctness of like cinema critics and all of those people. They don't care about the fans. It's unbelievable how careless these corporates can be when making beloved franchises and just ruining them completely without a care in the world. It breaks my heart. Star Wars is... I love Star Wars. The original trilogy, I kind of love. Prequels, I love. Don't at me on that. The Clone Wars TV show, in fact, even some of the Star Wars story movies I love. But the sequel trilogy is so incomprehensibly badly written. I just can't take it seriously. I honestly don't care about any of the new characters. I don't care if Rey dies, if Kylo Ren dies, or if anything that happens in Episode 9. Which is in fact why I think they brought in the Emperor. Because they recognise that no one cares about the new characters, so I had to bring him back that they bring back one of the old ones that everyone loves. That's not a good thing! No one cares about your characters. You need to fix them. You can't just bring back some old characters. Especially when you don't do your homework on that and do the maths. Palpatine was born in 84 BBY. The Rise of Skywalker takes place in 35 ABY. So, if you do the maths, like one addition sum, he would be 119 years old. So either he's a clone, like in a cloned body, or it's more Disney being stupid. And seeing from Episode 7 and Episode 8, which one do you think it is? Yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. A lot of this might change in Episode 9, but honestly, I don't care. I just don't care about the sequel trilogy anymore. I don't care about the Skywalker saga anymore. It ended after 6. That's what George Lucas said, and that's how it should have been. I'm fine with anthology movies and all that. No more Skywalker saga. Bye, guys.